All right, I'm the flat rate master, and teams makes the dream work, right? Right? For anybody in society, you need to work with your coworkers on a common goal. You know, in auto repair, it usually means fixing cars and making money and, you know, the whole process. And that's fine and great. My problem with the team mentality is it's funny how it only applies sometimes. Now, this doesn't happen with everybody, but the fact of the matter, this happens fairly often in a lot of circumstances. And that is the sports mentality. To put it into the context of sports, we won or they lost. And what I mean by that is, well, you take credit if the team won, but you blame somebody if the team lost. And unfortunately, that is all too often seen with shop owners, is they have that mentality, is there's somebody to blame when, for instance, a car doesn't get delivered. Not everybody, but a bunch do this. You know, a tech, you know, I've got a tech that he failed to deliver a car and customer's upset and, you know, what do we do about it? That's not how a team works. If the team failed to deliver a car, that's how it works. The team failed to deliver that car. And the thing about a team is there's several points of failure in any team. If you build teams, you understand that. You know, yeah, it was a 6-hour job, but he didn't get parts till 4:00. There was not sufficient time after receiving the parts to complete the repair. That's not a problem with the tech. That's a problem with your parts acquisition and, well, promising the car would be delivered that day if you didn't know the parts weren't getting there till 3:00. Now, before anybody says, yes, there are times a team member has failed. They've not done their job properly. Technicians goof off, don't get the job done. Not saying they don't. The mentality of we're a team as long as we're winning is the problem. You know, if you only think about it as a team when you're winning, not when you're losing, because remember, it's a team. Failures and victories are all thanks to the team. If you're looking for a scapegoat, that's a problem. You should be analyzing your complete team. That's how a team works. Failure anywhere in that stream is a failure of the entire team. Whether that is the service writer not communicating to the customer that they would not be able to complete the vehicle that day because they were not getting parts till 3:00. That's not a failure of the technician to finish the car. That's a failure of your service writer. And it's a failure of your entire team. The technician should have been informed he wasn't getting parts. The customer should have been informed they weren't getting their car back. Your team failed. But a team leader should never be looking at an individual in their team until the evidence points that way. That's what a team means. That's the thing, is you don't get to pick and choose to blame somebody when your team failed you. It's the team that failed you. But when it comes down to it, the mentality of finding a scapegoat isn't a team mentality, regardless. The team should be figuring out how to not let that situation happen again. It's a team, remember. They're supposed to be working together for the mutual benefit of the entire business. That's what a team does. Unfortunately, employees who are being yelled at, being disciplined, aren't going to stand up for themselves. That's how it works in society. Most employees will not stand up for themselves. They're not all like me. I was going to make a comment about, you know, that's what employers seek out, but the fact of the matter is that's most of the employees out there, is people don't like confrontation. And unfortunately, when they're confronted with work performance, they don't go into offensive mode. They go into defensive mode, meaning, I'm sorry, I will make sure that doesn't happen again, etc., etc. So when you call them on it, you didn't fix anything with the situation because you didn't look at the whole picture, the whole team. And that's a problem. Fixing the team mentality is how you make a winning team. It's not we won, they lost. It's we won, we lost. And how can we not lose again? Sports metaphor. You don't want to have an unhappy customer. Make sure your service writer communicates with the customer that there's delays and they're not going to get their car back. It happens. It happens every day. And unfortunately, the tech is the one that's often blamed for a car not being delivered without even looking at the situation that they were put in that day. Why wasn't this car done? You had parts since noon and it's a 2-hour job. Well, you kept pulling me off for waiters because waiters, but you blame the tech, and that shouldn't be, and maybe it doesn't work that way in your shop. It really shouldn't work anywhere. It should be figuring out the problem as a team and correcting it, whether that's a technician sitting on his phone, crapping in the bathroom, or a service writer not managing parts, or whatever the situation is. You should be fixing it as a team instead of, blaming somebody. Fixing problems should be dealt with by corrective measures and not just the blame game. Creating an action plan, because, shop owners love their buzzwords to fix the problem. So fix your mentality about how teams work. If a team wins, everybody wins. It shouldn't be when the team loses, one person loses either. Just my 2 cents on the team mentality. As always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.